Namandavas, Namandavas, Namandavas. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Thank you for your patience as we got a little bit of a late start today for our service. I was grappling with some technical issues on my PowerPoint over here, but I hope it'll work for today's service. We are observing Nirvana Day today. This is the day that the Buddha passed away. He was 80 years old, and he had spent from the age of 29 to 80 teaching the Dharma. And his teachings have come to us thousands of years later and still affecting our lives. And also today we're observing our annual pet memorial service. And as we know, our pets are dear to us like family members, and we love them dearly, and they love us back unconditionally. And they're a wonderful example of this universal compassion and acceptance. So no matter what we do, our pets accept us just as we are, despite our shortcomings. So I'd like to begin today's service with a short reading. If you please join me in Gasho. My disciples, my last moment has come, but do not forget that death is only the end of the physical body. The body was born from parents and was nourished by food, just as inevitable are the sickness and death. Namo Amidavas. Namo Amidavas. Namo Amidavas. Namo Amidavas. Okay, I was trying to get our slideshow with pictures rolling constantly, but I'm going to have to ask Perry to just kind of manually scroll through pictures as we chant the sutra today. We're going to begin with Sambujo, and Sambujo is found on page 24 of the large purple service book, and this will be followed by the Sambudzage on page 79. Today, on this occasion, the Watsonville Buddhist Temple commemoration of the passing of Shakyamuni Buddha and the annual pet memorial service, the Sangha has gathered together in memory of Shakyamuni Buddha and all of our beloved pets. May the wisdom and compassion of Amida Buddha extend to us its deepest sympathies and embrace us. Namo Kia Boots, Namo Kia Om, Namo Kia Soul, Namo Kia Soul. 아이는 서진 산마이지에 이덕음어려 슈셔개우 진다이센넨 셔부즈호카이 그진진너 그거가이타이 너며여 그는 세선여무 낸너 시시 진덕음어려 그금고다이 지혜 진여 검여 이서 신노다이센 망가사부츠사이쇼가도쇼지 미프게 다츠푸세 조이 가이는 쇼진 여세 산마이지에 이저고세 토그부츠 불교 시간 이사이크그 이사다이연 게시어부츠 야크센노그만 머리어 다이셔 슈녀거자 그여 이사이시도 쇼부츠 분여그더 캔셔 부격그 인욕보자 쇼부세가이부부가게 무실세츠도 검여시셔 hen시셔 거그 여세셔진리진남려려가 사부츠 거그더 다이에 처슈기며더저 저세츠 거그녀나이연 니무토서가또 아이면더 다츠이사이 집보라이셔 신네츠셔저 이더가 거그게라쿠완농 거부신며 세가 신셔 호츠간너 히리키셔셔역 집보세선 지혜 무게조려 시선 지가 신겨 계려 신시 Shoku Dokuchu Magyo Shojin Ninja Thank you very much, everyone. At this time, I'd like to share with you, read the names of some of the pets that we've lost over the years and have their owners come up and burn incense in their memory. First of all, I'm going to ask Kim and Perry Yoshida to come up in memory of Sasha and, Sasha and Sandy. You. And if I could have Jennifer and Mrs. Ura come up for Lily Koi. In memory of Raj, Bean, Sean, Oseri, Kuki, Yuki, Tora, Yuki, Haru, Yuki, Tama, Nonki, Michael, Cute, Kiersey, and Randy. Carolyn. You. And in memory of Buddy, Mrs. Towell. In memory of Phoebe and Gabby, Kenny Samoto. And in memory of Jesse, Loretta, and Sonny, Marsha. And I apologize, Tad and Joanne, my printout has darkened the name of your cat.
Miso.
Miso. Memory of Miso. Tad and Joanne. You. In memory of, let's see here, I'm sorry, I'm kind of juggling notes here. In memory of Ziggy, Sammy, Norm Lopez, and Mama Kitty, and Bruno Coughlin. You. In memory of Kaba, Victor. Thank you. In memory of Yo-Yo, Jane. Okay, did I miss anybody who has a pet that they'd like to remember today? Okay, thank you very much. We'll continue to scroll the pictures of these pets, and now I'd like to ask you to rise and join me in the Gatha, Namu Amida Butsu, and in the large purple service book, you'll find that Gatha on page 174. When life is fair and sunlight gilds the day, when fortune smiles and flowers are blown away, all let us rise with grateful hearts to say, Namo Amida. 10. The threefold refuge. Difficult is it to receive a human form, now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the Dharma of the Buddha, now we hear it. If we do not cross over to the truth in the present life, in what life shall we cross over? Let us with sincerity and true reverence take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we, together with all sentient beings, awaken to the great way of enlightenment and to the unsurpassed intent of Amida Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we, together with all sentient beings, enter the storehouse of the Dharma, becoming like the wisdom ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we, together with all sentient beings, become units in true accord, in harmony with all things. The peerless, profound, and wondrous Dharma is rare to encounter, even in many hundreds and thousands of kalpas. Now we are privileged to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of the Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Please be seated. Once again, good morning, everyone. Thank you for attending today's Nirvana Day service and also our pet memorial service. So there are major events that happen this month. Super Bowl is today. I don't know if you consider that a major event, but many people in America do. This week is Valentine's Day, 14th. And President's Day is Monday, I think. And the Chinese New Year, Lunar New Year, coming up, or just passed, I think it's this week. And then, of course, Nirvana Day that we are observing. So it's a memorial service today for the historical Buddha who lived in India 2,500 years ago. The day of his death is marked as February 15th. So Nirvana, the word Nirvana, means to extinguish, to blow out, like if we blow out these candles. It's the state of mind where there's true calmness, peacefulness. There's no suffering. It's called Nirvana in Buddhism. So Shakyamuni Buddha, you see in this picture, attained Nirvana when he was enlightenment when he was 35 years old. And to some it said that he reached Nirvana at that age. However, after he attained enlightenment, he was still attached to his physical body. So he was not free from physical pain. He was not free from sickness, old age, and death. So his enlightenment was, in a way, not complete, not perfect. So perfect enlightenment was attained when Shakyamuni Buddha passed away. After he died, he was freed from all boundaries and sufferings. So Nirvana is a state of mind that is also expressed as the realm of the Buddha. Shakyamuni's death is called entering into perfect Nirvana or Parinirvana. So we call this day today Nirvana Day. So all throughout Japan, all throughout the world, pictures like this one are shown on the screen depicting Shakyamuni Buddha's death. The Buddha is lying on his right side. His head is facing north. He's looking westward. So there's a superstitious belief, right, that we don't sleep with our head facing north. I don't know if you've ever heard that. But that comes from this idea that this is the death pose of the Buddha. You notice gathered around the Buddha, all of his disciples, not all of them, but many of his disciples, many people are gathered around. But also, if you look closely, you'll see animals there, gathered around, mourning the death of the Buddha. There are elephants, there's birds, there's insects, there's tiger, a dog, there's a snake, there's worms, turtles, all sorts of different animals. So there's a legend that comes with this death day of the Buddha, where 12 animals heard about the impending death of the Buddha. So they're racing to see the Buddha before he died. So the rat, which is one characteristic, is he's quick-witted. He set off to run to see the Buddha. He came across a river, but he couldn't cross the river. So he jumped on the ox's back and then went for a ride and went to see the Buddha. And so the rat is the first animal to arrive at the scene, followed by the ox. Then there was the quick and competitive tiger and rabbit racing. They are the third and fourth. The good-looking dragon was fifth. The crafty snake, which is this year's animal, came in sixth. The next was the horse and the goat, and then the monkey, rooster, dog, and boar, 9, 10, 11, 12. So if you look closely, you'll see all 12 of those animals besides the Buddha. Okay. And of course, this is an artist's impression of what occurred when the Buddha died 2,500 years ago. One of the teachings that the Buddha emphasized is that we're all equal. He used the term sentient beings. Sentient beings means not just us, but animals, everything in the world. Plants, fish, are embraced by the Buddha. All living beings have the same value in life. Our lives, the lives of our dogs, the lives of fish, flowers, and vegetables are all connected to us. Shakyamuni Buddha awakened to this truth that all beings are equal. So they become part of our family. They become true friends to all beings. That is why animals are all sharing in this grief over the passing of the Buddha. This picture and this Memorial Day teaches us the equality of all beings. When your family experiences a death, we all share in the sorrow at that loss. The temple is a community in which not only we support one another, but we share in loss. We share in gain as well. So the idea of equality is especially important in our lives as we look at the history of our nation. We look at the inequality that has been a blemish on our country's history, and the practice of equality begins with seeing all beings as equal. Our founder, Shinran Shonin, said that all sentient beings, without exception, have been our parents, brothers, and sisters in the course of countless lives in the many states of existence. So last month we observed his passing. And so all of us, hopefully, are trying to live in accordance with this idea of equality of all beings. Like Shakyamuni Buddha, like Shinran Shonin, we can make an effort to be a friend. We can make an effort to be a family to all other beings, human, animal, and plant. Today, for the past few years, we've been remembering our pets because, as I mentioned in the beginning, they represent to us an unconditional love. No matter what we do, no matter how we act, our pets embrace us with this unconditional love. So they are truly good friends to us. So Jane and I, we had a dog. You'll see he's on the screen as we scroll through, but his name was Yo-Yo. But we didn't name him. He was already named Yo-Yo. And we couldn't figure out what his name came from, whether he was like a yo-yo that kept coming back, or whether he was named after Yo-Yo Ma. But anyway, he was a Manchester Terrier. Okay. Medium size, he weighed about 25 pounds. He was very smart, very disciplined, but also he was, dogs have character, animals have character, right? This dog was really aloof. When he was mad at you, he would sit in front of the TV to block the TV so you couldn't see it. And when you got the car, he wouldn't stick his nose on the window. He wouldn't stick his head out the window. He'd just sit straight and look forward. Very chanto, very, what's the word? I don't know the word, but he sat very nicely in the car. Never looked left or right, but just looked forward. He didn't like water. When it rained, he'd go out and do his business, but he'd come right back in the house, just kind of tiptoe through the water. Anyway, over a period of weeks, when he was getting older, we noticed something different about him. He was not very responsive to chasing his tennis ball. At first, we thought maybe he was getting sick, but then we realized that he was going blind. He was losing his sight. And I feel, like today I'm losing my voice. And I can't imagine what it's like to lose your vision, to not be able to see. He would bump into things. We'd have to clap our hands so he knew where we were or call his name. And eventually, Yo-Yo passed away. But he taught me an important lesson about life. That when one cannot see his surroundings, fear sets in about the unknown, what we cannot see. So he relied on us to take him on walks, to reassure him from our voice by letting him know where we were. That is when I realized that we are just like Yo-Yo, the blind dog, as a being of many attachments, where my passions blind me from seeing reality as it really is. I am meandering through this world with many fears and worries as well. And I need something that I can rely on, something to help me get through this life. That is what we call the Dharma, the teachings of the Buddha. My memories of our dog Yo-Yo and my experience that I had with him gave me the opportunity to encounter and receive the teachings and the truth of the Dharma. That truth is what this world is fleeting, this world is impermanent, this world completely changes when vision is lost. In addition to his death, also was a reality we had to face. But in this reality, we have the opportunity to see that the Buddha, Amida, his great compassion, is working, is trying to show me that I am not alone, that I'm always embraced by the Buddha. So our pets, your pets who you remember today, become our teachers of the Buddha Dharma. Their lives and their passing carry great significance to us, and that they teach us firsthand this truth of reality. These teachings are being given to us all the time, every day, every moment. But in the confusion and busyness of our everyday lives, it's hard to recognize them. But our loved ones are doing this for us today. Our pets are doing this for us today. And they continue to do this for us each and every moment of our lives. Their love for us, their time with us, become the very working of the compassionate activity that tries to wake us up and take notice of this truth. So as Buddhists, we remember, we honor, and cherish our time with our loved ones in this way, with this memorial service. Thank you very much. Please join me in Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Okay. Before we conclude today's service, I want to make a few announcements. First of all, I want to thank everybody who sent in names and pictures of your pets to take part in today's memorial service. We do this every year. In conjunction with Nirvana Day, so over the years you can continue to share your pets' pictures and names with us, and we'll add them to our list. Reminder that on March 1st we have our udon dinner, and we are looking forward to people coming and enjoying the udon dinner with us, and we are looking for volunteers to help as well. And then our next service will be on March 9th. That will be our Shotsuki Hoyo Memorial Service. And also want to remind everybody on March 15th, we're going to take place a Tri-Temple seminar with Reverend Blake Honda of Fowler area. This will be at the Salinas Buddhist Temple. It will be a seminar. He'll be speaking on the topic of Myokoni, which are these wonderfully enlightened beings that in our history. So he'll be talking about that. Any other announcements? No? Okay. This time I'd like to ask you once again to rise and join me in the Gatha Ondo Song 2. And you'll find that in your large purple service book on page 220. The true Buddha is not a human body. It is enlightenment. A human body must die, but the wisdom of enlightenment will exist forever in the truth of the Dharma and in the practice of the Dharma. He who sees merely my body does not truly see me. Only those who accept my teaching truly see me. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you. Please be seated. Once again, I want to thank you for attending today's service. Please enjoy the Super Bowl. I used to talk about Super Bowl on Nirvana Day but I didn't this year. I was thinking about the Buddha's begging bowl as the real Super Bowl. But if you're going to someplace and you're going to enjoy the Super Bowl, please be careful and enjoy and cheer for those Philadelphia Eagles. Okay? So this will conclude our services today. Thank you again for coming and your kind attention during today's service. Thank you. Please, thank you very much. Oh, that's okay.